If you want to go the extra mile and support me as a content creator, you can do so as joining as a YouTube member. All I need to do is go to the description down below and click on the YouTube gaming link. When you do, a join button will pop up, and once you click it, you can become a YouTube member. YouTube members get special chat icons and emotes, exclusive Discord roles, shoutouts, and more. So if that sounds interesting to you, you can join as a YouTube member today. What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video, and in today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video, I'm going to be giving you guys an early full box review on the upcoming main box, BlackStorm Rising. From what I've heard, this box is going to be releasing on November 12th, and I'm super excited to talk about this new main box because we got Blackwings and I think Dragunitys, however you call those guys. We're going to be getting those type of archetypes, and it looks like we're actually getting some Harpy support too, which is awesome. So I'm super excited to go through this box. This box is honestly looking spicy, and I'm going to guess my wallet is gonna die once this box drops, so there's that. But if you guys are excited for today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video, be sure to go hit that like button on the video down below, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and so you can get notified with new Duel Links videos. And yeah, let's just go discuss a couple of things. First of all, this video is gonna take me a long time. It's gonna be around an hour long, so sorry if you hear any background noise, and sorry for my rambling. I ramble way too much. If you guys want to skip to any timestamps, though, I will put the timestamps when I discuss about UR cards, ultra super rare cards, and rare cards. So if you want to skip to that, be sure to do so right there. And yeah, and then I'll give shoutouts where shoutouts are due. I'm getting all this information from the Duel Links Meta website. If you want to check out this website, link in the description down below. And huge shout out to Yazin, Andy, and Jade for helping out with these leaks right here. As you guys can see, there's that. That's really cool right there. And yeah, also sorry if my commentary is all over the place in this video. I don't know what it is, and I'm getting really frustrated, but I've been trying to record this video for multiple times now, and whenever I just try to read cards, I just jumble the words all up, and it's really making me angry. So sorry about that. Sorry if I mispronounce any words throughout this video, but it's been pretty rough for me, boys. It's been pretty rough for me. And then the last thing I gotta say, boys, is that I have a question for you guys. What drink are you drinking right now? Right now, I have some apple juice next to me in case my throat gets dry from reading all these cards. So I was curious if you guys were drinking anything in today's video. So go to the comment section down below and tell me what you guys are drinking. Memes out of the way, let's start this mini box. See, this is what I mean. My words are all over the place and it's making me angry, but still, let's go discuss about this main box. Let's go talk about all these cards, and I just need to power through it, boys. So sorry about any mishaps, man, but man, my words are all over the place and it makes me angry. But yeah, let's go talk about all these ult super rare cards and rare cards and all that good stuff right there. First of all, we're going to be talking about Blackwing Dragon. This is the main card art. And yeah, we already have Blackwing Dragon in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, but I will discuss about it again, you know, or just talk about it in the first place. This is Blackwing Dragon. It is a dark attribute. It's an 8-star dragon synchro. It takes one tuner plus one or more non-tuner monsters. Really nice about getting this card in this box is because I think this is the second generic 8-star synchro monster that I got in Duel Links, where this one doesn't take specific requirements. All it takes is just a tuner or a non-tuner monster, which is really nice. I love these type of synchro monsters because you can throw them into a lot of decks. So that's really cool right here. I'm really glad that we got Blackwing Dragon through this, you know, main box. Sadly, though, Blackwing Dragon's, you know, effect isn't really the best, but basically, if you would take damage from a card effect, you can place one Black Feather counter on this card instead. This card loses 700 attack for each Black Feather counter on it. Once per turn, you can remove all Black Feather counters on this card, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls. That target will lose 700 attack for each Black Feather counter you removed, and if it does, inflict battle damage to your opponent equal to the attack lost by the effect. This card has 2800 attack and 1600 defense. Now, I haven't read every single card from this main box, but when we use this card in Duel Links, honestly, Blackwinged Dragon's effect, it doesn't really pop off that much in my opinion. So effect-wise, I don't really like this effect. It just doesn't really pop off that much in my opinion. But I don't know, maybe some of the cards in this, you know, box actually have a lot of, you know, effects that deal effect damage. So maybe this card will be useful, but overall, not really too sure how I feel about this card. But hey, you can throw it in your Blackwing deck if you want to, if you pull it. Because let me say, from the cards that I did see from this box, and as you've probably already seen on the ultra rare cards, some of these cards are looking spicy, and I think I'm already happy with what support we got for Blackwings. And I think Blackwings might be a usable deck in Duel Links, which I'm really excited about. So that's really cool right there. You had to get a sip of that apple juice, but yeah, really cool right there. Loving that. Now let's go talk about the next card in this box. So One thing we got is some reptile support, which is interesting. This is an attribute of Dark. It's an level 8, and it's a reptile with this effect. This card cannot be normal summoned or set. This card cannot be special summoned except by tributing 2 face-up monsters with 0 attack for anywhere on the field. Now, I have never really played any reptile decks, but I'm gonna guess there's like some sort of card or combo that's gonna easily special summon maybe like 2 different reptile tokens with 0 attack. Actually, it doesn't really specify what version it is. It just has to be 0 attack. So there's probably a lot of cards in Duel Links that have 0 attack, and man, if you had 3 monsters on the board and all of your monsters get your opponent activates a wall of disruption, maybe if you somehow have 2 monsters left on your board, you can do that. So I guess that's kind of interesting right there. But still, this card is interesting. You can easily special summon it by tributing 2 face-up monsters, 0 attack from the field. Probably some other cards in this box will help out with that. Once per turn, you can select and destroy 1 face-up monster opponent controls. There can only be 1 face-up reptilian Vasky on the field. 2600 attack and 0 defense. Not the worst card ever. I'm going to assume that there might be some cards in this box that can easily special summon 2 different tokens that are at 2000 attack. Maybe that would be the case. If so, that's cool. But yeah, I don't know. This card is interesting to say the least. Maybe this card will see some play. I really don't know, but hey, it's there. Don't really have much to say about that. Next up, we're going to be talking about a Dragunity Knight. I think I pronounced that. I really don't know. Sorry if I mispronounced that, Dragunity. Anyways, though, this is an attribute of Wind. It's a level 6, and it's a Dragon Synchro. It takes 1 Dragon Tuner plus 1 or more non-Tuner Winged Beast monsters. Strangely specific, but I'm gonna guess all the Dragunity Tuners are dragons, and all the other non-Tuner monsters from the Dragunity cards are Winged Beasts. That would be my hope. And also, due to this latest Duel Quest event, you guys can actually get a copy of Magma Drago, which is a 2-star fire dragon. So maybe you can throw that in your Dragunity deck if you want to. Anyways, though, when this card is Synchro Summoned, you can target 1 level 3 or lower Dragunity monster in your graveyard. Equip that target to this card. Once per turn, you can send one equip card equipped to this card to the graveyard and double this card's attack at the end of the turn. That's actually not bad, because if you double this card's attack, it's going to get to 3800 attack, which is pretty good right there. Interesting card right here. Now, I've heard of Dragunitys before. The Dragunitys was a pretty popular deck from what I've heard in the TCG, but it's another one of those decks I've never played before, so I'm not too sure if this card is really good for the deck or not, but I will tell you guys my opinions once I read some of the other Dragunity cards in this set. But I don't know, it seems like an interesting monster. Hopefully it's easy to summon, but yeah, it can double its attack, which is really cool right there, and you can equip a Dragunity monster to this card. So most likely one of the synchro materials that you use, you can equip from your graveyard. So that's pretty cool right there. Liking that so far. Next up, we have Blackwing Boar of the Spear, which I'm really happy about. This is definitely going to probably be a 3-of that you guys are going to want to get if you're going to plan to build Blackwing decks. I'd recommend probably running 3 copies of Boar of the Spear and maybe 3 copies of Ditherium. I don't really know, but still, just little thoughts right away. But anyways, this is an attribute of Dark. It's a level 4 winged beast with the effect. If you control a Blackwing monster other than a Blackwing Boar of the Spear, you can special summon this card from your hand. This card attacks a defense position monster and inflict piercing battle damage. This card has 1700 attack and 800 defense. This is a really good card. This is going to definitely help you out with your synchro summons, because if you summon a tuner Blackwing monster, you can just special summon Boar of the Spear instantly and go for a synchro summon right there, which is awesome. Or if you don't want to go for the synchro summon right away, you can attack into your opponent. 1700 attack is really nice, and if your opponent has a defense position monster, you can hopefully inflict some piercing damage. So overall, this card is going to be really good. Definitely going to be a 3-of that you're going to want to get. And yeah, I feel like this box is going to get bought so much just for 3 copies of Boar of the Spear and some of the other Blackwing cards, because Blackwing hype. Next up, let's go talk about the next card after I get a sip of my drink. Okay, so next up, we're going to be talking about Breaker the Magical Warrior. This is a pretty classic card, and if I remember, this card's actually pretty decent. So, anyways, this is a Dark attribute. It's a 4-star spellcaster with the effect. This card is normal summon. You can place a spell counter on it, max of 1. Gains 300 attack for each spell counter on it. You can remove 1 spell counter from this card, target a spell and trap on the field, and destroy a target. This card is definitely deserving of the UR thing right here, because this is the first ever card in Duel Links that is able to pop back row in any type of back row. It doesn't have to be set or face up. You just pop back row, and you still get a monster out of it, which is really useful. I feel like some people could definitely build some sort of meme decks or just some decent decks with this card, simply because of the fact you can summon this monster, destroy back row through the monster. With most back row removal that we have in Duel Links, it's a spell and trap card, so it's basically like a +0, because you use a spell and trap card to get rid of a spell and trap card on your opponent's board. With Breaker the Magical Warrior, I believe it's a +1 simply because you summon the monster, give it a spell counter, and then destroy one of your opponent's back row, and you don't lose your monster afterwards from using this effect. So it's basically a +1 because you summon the monster and destroy one of your opponent's cards. I think that's how it works, but I could be wrong right there. But still, really good card right there, and definitely something that people should keep their eye out. I don't know how useful it is right now in Duel Links, but I feel like it could definitely be maybe a tech card, or it can be used in some sort of spellcaster deck, which would be really cool right there. So I don't know. I really like this card. I think this card is definitely going to see some play if people are willing to build decks off of it. So that's really cool right there. Next up, we're going to be talking about Black Whirlwind, which I'm genuinely surprised that we're getting this card as a UR. It's actually insane. So Black Whirlwind is the spell continuous card. When a Blackwing monster is normal summoned to your field, you can add a Blackwing monster from your deck to your hand with less attack than a monster. That's really good right there. So we need to see all the Blackwing cards in Duel Links right now, but I don't think there's any tuners, Blackwing tuners, that have higher attack than Bore the Spear. But if that was the case, that'd be broken, because you can summon that high attack tuner monster with Black Whirlwind on the field and then special summon Bore the Spear. That'd be crazy. But still, the fact that you summon a Blackwing monster from to your field, and then you can add a Blackwing monster from your deck to your hand through Black Whirlwind is absolutely insane. And this is definitely going to be a 2 or 3 of card that you're going to want to run in your deck just for consistency reasons, so you can continuously keep going out for synchro summoning. This card's pretty cool. I'm genuinely surprised that they actually added this card into this box, because I remember a long time ago there were some leaks pointing towards that we only can use Black Whirlwind as a skill. But I don't know, man. I guess they're going to let us use Black Whirlwind as a card, which is honestly really cool right there. Next up, we're going to talk about Cards of Consonance, which is honestly going to make Blue Eyes even better than it already is, which is crazy. This is a spell normal card. You can discard 1 Dragon Tuner with 1,000 or less attack, draw 2 cards. Absolutely crazy. So what you can do is that if you have Beacon of White, you can discard Beacon of White with Cards of Consonance, draw 2 cards, and then add a Blue Eyes monster from your deck to your hand. Absolutely crazy. Cards of Continents is just going to improve the consistency and make Blue Eyes brick less in Duel Links, and I'm genuinely surprised they actually added this card. Now we just need trade-in, and oh, baby, Blue Eyes is going to be amazing. That's actually really cool that we got Cards of Consonance, though, in Duel Links. I am not going to be surprised if Blue Eyes gets a nerf anytime soon, because I think Cards of Consonance might help with the deck a ton. So that's really cool right there. Happy about that one. Next up, we have a classic right here. We have Sakuraku Armor. Probably mispronounced that, but still, this is a normal trap. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can target you can target the attacking monster and destroy that target. This is a very cool card. It's a little bit of an upgrade from Widespread Ruin, and yeah, I don't know how many people will play this card though, because I feel like Wall Disruption and Drowning Mirror Force are still going to be better in most situations compared to this card, but Sakuraku Armor does completely destroy the monster, which is really nice right there. So maybe this card will see a lot of play, but in some situations, Drowning Mirror Force and Wall Disruption will be better because it targets multiple monsters. But still, with Sakuraku Armor compared to Widespread Ruin, at least with Sakuraku Armor, you can destroy any of your opponent's cards that are attacking from you, compared to Widespread Ruin, where it was always the one that had the most attack. But still, super cool UR card. Can't believe that we got that in Duel Links. It's honestly awesome. Like, this new main box is so spicy. Next up, we have probably the worst UR from this box. This card was actually already in Duel Links, and I actually have a copy of it. I love the Dark Horus artwork, but other than that, the card's kind of trash. To be honest, I don't really want to talk about this card too much, so you guys can just read the effect and go on from there, but it's a pretty mediocre effect in my opinion. Next up though, let's go talk about the SR card. So first of all, we have a Dragunity Knight, whatever that is. This is a wind attribute 6-star synchro. It takes a dragon tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner winged beast monsters. Once per turn, you can add a level 4 or lower dragon or winged beast monster from deck to your hand, then discard a dragon or winged beast monster. So that's kind of interesting, and it makes sense with the flow of the deck from what I can tell from the other synchro monster. I'm guessing with Dragunitys, they use the graveyard to, kind of synergize with each other, and you can equip the Dragunitys from your graveyard to your monsters. So this is actually pretty good for the deck, because once you synchro summon this guy, you can discard, or you can add one of your Dragunity monsters to your hand, and then you can discard one, dragon or winged beast monster, and kind of go for combos from there. So this card can definitely be an opener for possible combos with the deck, from what I'm assuming. So overall, pretty cool card, and another good 6-star monster to run your Dragunity deck. Next up, we're going to talk about Black Winged Armed Wing. This is a 6-star Winged Beast synchro, and it takes a Blackwing tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. So like I said earlier, you can use Blackwing Bora the Spear or Ditherium as a 4-star monster, and then you use one of the different Blackwing tuners to synchro summon into Armored Ring, which is really cool. And yeah, this guy does piercing damage, which is nice. It's a very generic card though, in my opinion, but for how fast Blackwings are probably going to be, I feel like they can easily swarm the board with a synchro and a couple other Blackwing monsters on the board to really go for some damage. So this is probably going to be a good combo to go into, and I'm looking forward to trying out Black Winged Armed Wing in Duel Links. It's going to be awesome. Next up, we're going to talk about the first Dragunity, a normal monster that, or like not normal monster, but the first Dragunity monster that's not a synchro. This is an attribute of wind, and it's a level 4 winged beast with the effect. Gains 200 attack for each Dragunity. God, I can't pronounce it all of a sudden. Card you control. When this card is normal summon, you can target a level 3 or lower dragon Dragunity monster in your graveyard. Equip that target to this card. This card has 1500 attack and 1000 defense. So this is the 4-star monster that you're definitely going to want to use to synchro summon into some of the other Dragunity monsters. It's a winged beast, which is awesome, and it gains 200 attack for each Dragunity monster you control. So that counts your graveyard and everyone on the field. So I'm guessing right away Dragunity Ducks will gain 200 attack because it also counts as a Dragunity monster for that. So that's cool right there. Definitely going to be one of the cards you're definitely going to want to have for your Dragunity deck if you feel like playing it. Next up, we're going to talk about Harpy Queen, which is something really cool that we're going to get. Maybe Harpies will come back into the meta, but anyways, this is a wind level 4 winged beast with the effect. You can discard this card to the graveyard to add a Harpy's Hunting Ground from your deck to your hand. This card's name becomes Harpy Lady while it's on the field or graveyard. Really good card right there. It's a 1900 attack, a monster that can search for a Harpy's Hunting Ground, and now we don't need to use the skill Harpy's Hunting Ground to use that field spell anymore. So Harpies can now utilize Harpy's Hunting Ground with and use a different skill now. Because back in the day, man, Harpies back in the day used to use Harpy's Hunting Ground, and man, the deck was busted back in the day. So it's gonna be cool to see Harpies come back possibly into the meta at some point. But yeah, Harpy Queen, cool card, can search for Harpy's Hunting Ground, nice. Next up, we have a new Bujin card, which is actually pretty interesting. This is Bujin Crane. During damage calculation, either player's turn, if a beast warrior type Bujin monster control battles an opponent's monster, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. That's actually really good. The attack of your monster becomes double its original attack during the damage calculation only. That's actually pretty crazy in my opinion. Bujins are going to be even more annoying than they were before, because personally for me, Bujins always seem to piss me off. So the fact that they now have a hand trap, yeah, the fact that they now have a hand trap basically is going to be insane. Bujin players, you probably are happy about having Bujin Crane in this box. That's actually kind of crazy. Next up, we're going to be talking about Blackwings Shara the Blue Flame. This is a 4-star winged beast with the effect. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can special summon a Blackwing monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck, but its effects are negated. That's always nice. Thinning out your deck is always nice, and you can just get more Blackwings on the board. So hopefully on your follow-up turns, you can go for some synchro summons. So that's pretty cool. Sadly though, since we don't have a main phase 2, this card won't be as useful as you would hope, because we can't go for a synchro summon later in main phase 2. But if we had a main phase 2, that card would probably be a little bit better, that's for sure. Next up, let's go talk about Phantom Griffin. This is a 4-star winged beast wind card. Just has 2000 attack. That's the only reason why this is a SR card, because it's a 2000 attacking monster with no drawback. But it is a normal monster still. If I pull a couple copies of these, that'll be alright, because my farm deck is based, or my auto duel deck is basically just a bunch of 2k monsters that, you know, just attack per game. So cool card right there. Like it a lot. Next up, we have Dragunity Planks, or however you pronounce that, and this is a wind level 2 dragon tuner. So already I can see you use this tuner. You use this Dragunity monster to go into your 6-star Dragunitys. That's actually really cool. Anyway, so with this Dragon Tuner, once per turn, while this card's equipped to the monster, you can special summon this equip card. Oh, okay. Okay, I see you, Konami. So this is where the combos go in. Like I said, I never played this deck before, but I can already see the combo. Basically, you can keep going beyond and keep going for synchro summons with this guy, because you go for the synchro summon of, you know, basically you can go into the Dragunity Knight, summon him, then you can add a level 4 lower dragon monster, so you add this guy, and then instead you just kind of then you just discard it instead, and then once you do that, you can just kind of go for plays right there. And which one was it? I think it was this one. Okay, so basically you go for the combo. You go for like the synchro summon of Planks and Ducks into this guy right here, and then you use Planks' effect to or you use this synchro's effect to special summon Planks, and then you go for a synchro summon of an 8-star monster. I kind of see where it's kind of going from there. You can go for some easy 8-star synchro monsters. That's pretty cool, but currently we don't have any broken 8-star synchro monsters yet, so don't know how useful it will be, but I actually see a synchro monster down here. We have a little synchro monster right there, so hopefully that one is pretty good. So that's really cool right there. That's pretty cool right there. Liking them so far. Next up, we have Harpy's Hunting Ground. This is a field spell. All winged beast type monsters gain 200 attack and defense. When any Harpy Lady or Harpy Lady's sisters are normal or special summon, the player who conducted the summon Targets the spell and trap card of the field and destroy a target. So yeah, what's really nice about Harpies is that they're pretty good at destroying back row. I don't know how strong Harpies will be in this meta, but it's cool that we get support for them and that they're going to be able to deal with back row. So that's really cool right there. Next up, we got a reprint. Basically, so this card was actually, it's already in Duel Links, but it's just a plant monster. The card gains 200 attack for each plant type monster sent from the field of the graveyard. 1850 attack, 700 defense, whoop-de-doo. This is from the Selection Box Volume 1. And this card's also from the, actually it's from both. It's on from the Selection Box first and Mini Selection Box. But anyways, it's soul release. Target up to 5 cards in any graveyards and banish them. Okay, not really like the craziest card in the world, but maybe this card will see play sometime in the future as maybe like a tech card or something. But yeah, those are some reprints right there. And man, I'm honestly liking this box so far. Blackwings and Dragunitys look a lot of fun to play. So rip my wallet, boys. Let's go start talking about some of the rare cards in here. And wow, we actually have a Gladiator Beast. Yo, we have a Gladiator Beast. That's crazy. Okay, so next let's talk about this Dragunity Knight. This is a 8-star wind rare Dragon Synchro. Takes a Dragon type tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner winged beast type monsters. Oof, you can't go for that combo. Rip that dream of that combo. This is a dragon. These are both dragons, so it's actually going to be kind of difficult to get into this guy. Because if this dragon right here was a winged beast, if this guy was a winged beast right here, you could easily go for the synchro summon with this guy plus this guy, and then go for a synchro summon of Barcha. That would have been pretty easy right there. But sadly, that guy is a dragon, so this is not going to be as easy to get this card out. But anyways, on this card is synchro summon, you can select any number of dragon type Dragunity monsters in graveyard and equip them to this card. This card gains 300 attack for each Dragunity card equipped to this card. Okay, I mean, it is a rare card, so I shouldn't expect much from it, but the max amount of, attack points this card's gonna get is only like 2,900 attack. That's not really that good. That's not really that good to just go off for that. And you're utilizing all of your back row slots, so I don't think that's it, Chief. I don't think that's it, Chief. If only this card was easy to summon to, and like one of these, Dragunity synchros was a dragon or a winged beast, then it would be easy to synchro summon to that guy, but oh well, you're probably just gonna have to use that combo for either Blackwing Dragon or Stardust Dragon. Next up, though, we're gonna be checking out Blackwing Silver Wind of the Ascendant. This is a pretty cool card in my opinion. This is a Dark Attribute 8 level Winged Beast Synchro. Takes a Blackwing plus two or more non-tuner monsters, so it's gonna be a little bit difficult to get to synchro summon into. But when this card synchro summon, you can target up to 2 face-up monsters on the field with defense lower than this card's attack. Destroy those targets. Really good effect right there. You cannot conduct your battle phase turn you activate the effect. That's where this deck gets hurt, but during each of your opponent's turns, the first Blackwing monster you control that would be destroyed battle is not destroyed. So overall, this card's really good. Sadly, though, the drawback is if you do pop 2 of your opponent's cards, you can't conduct your battle phase that turn, which definitely slows down this deck for sure. But I don't know, I feel like this is definitely going to be a card you're probably going to want to run for certain situations. It might surprise your opponent, so pretty cool card right there. Next up, we actually have a Gladiator Beast card, and this takes Gladiator Beast Spartacus and another Gladiator Beast monster. So you can use Contact Fusion to go out to this guy. This card can be special summoned from your extra deck without using polymerization. This card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard and inflict damage to your opponent equal to the defense of this monster. That's pretty good. At the end of the battle phase, if this card attacked or was attacked, you can return to the deck and special summon 2 Gladiator Beast monsters from your deck. Really cool card right there. I think this might make some Gladiator Beast players happy, and I mean, if you get this card, you might as well just throw it in your deck for certain situations. So tech in one of these in your extra deck because you can with Gladiator Beast. Gladiator Beast has been making the rise recently too from ever this new banned list, so that's really cool right there. Next up, we have a Dragunity and Knight Trident. This is a 7-star Wind Dragon Synchro. Takes a Dragon type tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner winged beast type monsters. Once per turn, you can send up to 3 cards you control to the graveyard and look at your opponent's extra deck and send an equal amount of cards from there to the graveyard. So that's actually interesting right there. Once per turn, you can send up to 3 cards you control. That takes a lot, but you can basically stop your opponent from going through extra deck summoning. Don't know how useful that will be right now, but if you do pull this off, you can definitely throw off your opponent's combo by getting rid of one of their synchro monsters right there. So this card might be a decent tech card that can definitely surprise your opponent, especially if you're in a Dragunity Knight mirror match. Maybe this card can definitely see some play right there. So I don't know, seems like an interesting card, but it is a little resource heavy, so I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Next up, we're going to talk about whatever that card's called, Izanagi. This is an attribute of a win. It's a 6-star fairy with the effect. You can special summon this card from your hand by removing from play a spirit monster from your hand. That's actually pretty good. Spirit monsters you control do not have their effects that return them to the hand activated. That's actually a pretty good card. Spirits themselves as a deck is not that good, but this card it really helps out the deck. I think any Spirit users that play Spirit decks and Duel Links might actually really like this card. I would definitely run 3 of this card for sure. Pretty good card, honestly, for that deck. Next up, we have a Dragunity, Arma, whatever that is. Wind, 6-star dragon with the effect. Special summon this card from your hand by sending one face-up Dragunity monster you control to the graveyard. When this card is normal special summon from the hand, you can select one dragon-type Dragunity monster from your graveyard and equip it to this card. So that's pretty cool right there. Sadly, it's another one that's not a winged beast. If this was a winged beast, this card would probably be better and would easily be able to go for a synchro summon for this guy, but nope. But still, interesting card right there. Nonetheless, I mean, you can go for a 6-star synchro summon, of course, if you have this, or not 6-star, an 8-star synchro summon if you combo Phalanx with this guy right here. So overall, interesting at least, but yeah, I don't know right there. Next up, let's talk about this guy right here, though. This is Dragunity Knight, Gale Bug. This is a 6-star wind dragon synchro. Takes a dragon type tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner winged beast monsters. If this card attacks or is attacked, you during the damage step, you can remove from play one only winged beast monster from your graveyard. To have this card gain the attack of that monster until the battle end phase. That's actually a really good card. I honestly like that more than the SR and UR card that we got. Like, dog, that's actually not that bad, because if you go with, you know, Planks, you go with Ducks, you can use this card's effect to banish Ducks and give it 1500 attack. I actually like that a lot. Like, I'm genuinely surprised that this is not, well, I'm fine it's a rare because it's easier to pull, but I don't know. I think this might be better than the SR and UR card, but like I said, I've never played Dragunitys before, so I'm probably completely wrong, but still a cool card. I like it. Next up, we have Blackwings, Shore of the Wanderer. This is a 6-star Dark Winged Beast tuner. Probably the first 6-star tuner that we got in Duel Links. Interesting right there. Anyways, sorry about that. Like, I'm getting caught up in my words. Anyway, so this is a face-up Blackwing monster you control. It's destroyed by card effects in the graveyard. You can special summon this card from your hand. I like that already. I actually like that a lot. When this card, when a monster synchro summon using this card as a synchro material, your opponent of the... Okay, I need to reread all that because my throat is literally being so frustrating right now. Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyway, so this Blackwing card, when it faces a Blackwing monster you control is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. When a monster is synchro summoned using this card as a synchro material, the opponent of this card's owner cannot activate cards or effect. That's an interesting card right there. That is actually really interesting right there. Now, sadly, you can't do this during the damage step. So if your opponent destroys this card with like Sakuraku armor or something else like that, that sucks right there. But still, overall, maybe you can use Treacherous Trap Hole. Yeah, you can use Treacherous Trap Hole, pop one of your Blackwing monsters and then your opponent's monster, special summon Wanderer, and then use this for a synchro summon later. That's actually not a bad combo in my opinion. To be honest, this card might see some play if you combo with Treacherous Trap Hole. And there's probably some other destruction effects that you can do that give you some benefit too. So I kind of like that card. Right there. Now, I recognize this card. I think I have a copy of Medusa somewhere in my house. But anyways, this is a 6-star reptile. Send one card from your hand to the graveyard and select a face of monster opponent controls. The attack of the selected monster becomes 0 and it can't change battle position. Alright card, it's a 6-star monster. If Cyberstyle is still a thing, this card would probably see a lot of play, but Cyberstyle is not a thing no more, so it's a little bit difficult to summon into this monster. But you could play this in some sort of tribute deck. You can probably tack in 1 or 2 cards of this, maybe. Would it work in a Monarch deck? Probably. I don't know. But yeah, it's an alright card. It's interesting in my opinion. Next up, we have a Synchro monster. We have a Reptile Synchro monster. This takes a 1 Reptilian tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. Once a card Synchro summon, destroy all face of monsters with 0 attack that your opponent controls and draw 1 card for each monster destroyed. Cool card right there. 2100 attack, 1500 defense. Awesome. Next up, we have a new Gladiator Beast. We have Gladiator Beast Holopiss. I don't know, but I completely butchered that. Next up, this is a 4-star rock with the effect. Once card is special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster, the original defense becomes 2400. At the end of the battle phase, when this card is attacked or is attacked, you can shuffle it to your deck. There's summon a Gladiator Beast from your deck, except this guy. I wouldn't run this in my Gladiator Beast deck. It's mostly just a defense monster, which is alright, I guess, but yeah, I don't really like it that much. Next up, though, let's talk about Blackwing Tornado, the reversed one. This is a dark 4-star winged beast with the effect. Once card's normal summon while your opponent controls a special summon monster, you can target a Blackwing tuner in your graveyard. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except Blackwing monsters. Also special summon that monster, but its effects are negated. So basically, you can go for an easy 6-star synchro with this card. This might be a card that tech in 1 or 2 copies of. In a mirror match with Blackwings, this will be useful. Against a synchro deck, it'll be useful. I mean, there's a lot of decks that special summon monsters, so So definitely could probably tuck this card into your deck if you really want to. Not a horrible card, not a horrible card at all. Next up we have Reptilian Gardna. This is a 4-star water reptile. When this card you control is destroyed, it's in the graveyard, you can add a Reptilian monster from deck to your hand. Yeah, that's not the worst. I mean, it doesn't matter how it gets destroyed. If it gets destroyed with battle or card effect, you can still go for the search of a Reptilian monster, so that's pretty cool right here. And it has 2000 defense, so overall not the worst card ever. It's a little slow, and the Reptilian deck is not really going to be so speedy with a card like this, but then again, it's that there's a turtle in the picture, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised that this card's a little bit slow, but still, interesting cards as Searcher, that's always nice. Next up, we have another Dragon Tuner, which is awesome. This is a 2-star Dragunity monster. Once card's normal summon, you can special summon one winged beast type Dragunity monster from your hand, then equip it with this card. While this card is equipped to a monster, that monster is treated as a tuner monster. That's pretty cool. So that's what's this card's probably going to help out for going for synchro summons of like this Dragunity monster, or it can go for synchro summons of the 7-star Dragunity monster. So actually this might be a pretty decent card to run too. Maybe run 3 copies of blanks and then 2 copies of parts and 5 tuners if you want to. Overall, pretty cool card in my opinion. You can special summon Dragunity monsters from your hand, which is cool. And if this card's equipped to a monster, that card is treated as a tuner monster. So I like it. I like the card. Okay, so we have a new Gladiator Beast card. This is a 3-star beast effect. If this card is special summoned by the effect of Gladiator Beast monster, once card destroys opponent's my batter and sends it to the graveyard, you can add a Gladiator Beast card from your deck to your hand. So interesting right there. It does have 1600 attacks. So I don't know how much you're going to pop off with that effect, but it's still there. At the end of the battle phase of this card, it's attacked or was attacked, you return it to the deck, especially when a Gladiator Beast monster from your deck. This is another Gladiator Beast that's honestly not that useful in my opinion. It's just another fodder card in my opinion. Next up, we have Blackwing Breeze of the Zephyr, or however you pronounce that. This is a 3-star winged beast tuner. Once card is added from your deck to your hand by a card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Okay, that's whoa, dog. That's actually really good because if you combo with Black Whirlwind, dog, dude, that's actually crazy. You have Black Whirlwind, summon Boar of the Spear, Black Whirlwind's effect plays, add Breeze of the Zephyr to your hand, and then you get to special summon this guy instantly. Dog, that's just like really good. You can go for a 7-star synchro summon instantly. That's crazy. Yo, I like this card already. 7-star synchro right off the bat. That is really cool. Oh, actually though, and never mind. There's like, I don't think we have any 7-star Blackwings yet. I don't think we have any 7-star Blackwing synchros yet. Oh no. Oh no, rip my dreams, boy. Rip the dreams, boy. Currently, I don't know how useful this will be, but I still like it. I still like it, but now thinking about it, there's not a 7-star synchro Blackwing monster. That's an oof. That's an oof right there, boys. The combo is there, but there's one thing holding this combo back, and it's the fact that they only can use it for a Blackwing monster. Rip the dreams, boy, but still, cool card. I like that combo. Maybe they'll see play in the future. Next up, though, we have another Blackwing card. This is Gladius of the Midnight Sun. This is a winged beast with the effect. If the only face of monster you control is a Blackwing monster, other than Blackwing of the Midnight Sun, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. So, yeah, that's cool. Maybe you can combo, you know, this card face up on the field, special summon Gladius of the Midnight Sun, go for a 6-star synchro into, you know, Blackwing, Armed Wing, or something like that. So that's pretty cool right there. Blackwing Arm Rune is definitely going to be the synchro you're going to be wanting to summon to the most. Next up, we have another Dragunity Tuner. Once card's normal summon, you can special summon one Dragunity monster from your hand and then equip it to this card. This card sent from the graveyard while equipped to a monster. Select a card on the field and destroy it. That's not that bad. And this is also a 2-star monster, so take it as you will. And next up, we have the Blackwing Gust of the Back Blast. This card, while you control no cards, you can special summon this card from your hand. If your opponent's monster attacks a Blackwing monster you control, the attacking monster loses 300 attack during the damage step only. So, interesting card right there. You can special summon this card straight off the bat, so it's definitely going to help out for a synchro summon of the 8-star Blackwing monster. You can probably use Back Blast, a 2-star. Yeah, you can use Back Blast, a 2-star tuner, and then Boar of the Spear to go into Silverwind and the Ascended. So this card's definitely going to help you open up combos for that, which is pretty cool. So I like that right there. And that's that's pretty much it about this card. I mean, your opponent attacks Blackwing monster control. Attacking monster loses 300 attack during a damage step only. Not really going to see that that effect too much, you're mostly going to use this card for synchro summoning in the first place. So, cool card. Next up, we're going to talk about Blackwing Mistral the Silver Shield. This is a Winged Beast tuner. If this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, to reduce the battle damage that you would take to this turn to 0. Still, this is a 2-star Winged Beast tuner. This is definitely good what you're going to want to use to go for some easy synchro summons for some Blackwing monsters. So definitely run this card simply because of the fact it's a 2-star tuner. And yeah, pretty cool card right there. 1800 defense is nice. So if all else needs be, you can set it face down defense position and hopefully can live a hit. Next up, we have a 2-star Blackwing monster. This is a Winged Beast with the effect. If you control a Blackwing monster other than this card, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Blackwing Harmonian of the Dust once per turn this way. When this card's normal special summon, you can target a Blackwing monster you control, increase this card's level by that monster. That's pretty cool right there. This is going to help you open up for other combos too. So for example, you can summon your Mistral the Silver Shield, summon that, special summon Dust, increase Dust's level by 2 through its own effect, and go for the synchro summon of Armed Wing. Pretty cool right there. Next up, we have Reptilian Viper. This is a 2-star tuner. When the card is normal summon, you can select and take control of one face a monster with 0 attack your opponent controls. So interesting card right there. Still haven't seen any cards from this box specifically that helps you out with lowering your opponent card's attack, except for maybe Medusa, but that's about it still. I don't know, this is the tune you're going to want to go into if you're going to want to synchro summon into this Hydra card right here. So there is that right there. Next up, we're going to talk about cards for the Black Feathers. You can banish a Blackwing monster from your hand, draw 2 cards. You cannot special summon the turn you activate this card. You only can activate cards of Black Feather per turn. This card would have been great. This card would have been like a really good card. But what's holding it back is that you can't special summon within. That's kind of the point of Blackwing. So I probably wouldn't run this. I think this card could only really be useful if you're opening up with this card, like turn 1 and you open up with this card. But overall, I probably wouldn't run it in my opinion. It's a cool card, but the fact that you can't special summon the turn you activate this card is definitely going to hurt the deck a lot. Explains why it's a rare. If it didn't have that, last effect right there, this card would probably be a super rare, at least a super rare. But yeah, sadly, you can't special summon if you use it, so meh card. Next up, we have Synchro Blast Away. If you control a Synchro monster, target a monster your opponent controls, destroy a target. Not the best card in the world. It does destroy a monster, which is nice, but like, you need a Synchro monster in the field in order to use it in the first place. I don't know. Some memes will probably happen with this card, but overall, it's not broken at all. Okay, anyways, this is Dragunity Divine Lance. This is a spell equip card. Equip only to a Dragunity monster. Gains attack equal to its level times 100. Also, it's unaffected by trap effects. And during your main phase, you can equip 1 Dragon-type Dragunity monster from your deck. To the equip monster equipped with this card, you only can use effective Dragunity Divine Lance once per turn. I read that whole card without processing a single thing of why or how this card works. So you equip it to a Dragunity monster, gains attack equal to its level. So if you equip it to a 4-star Dragunity, you're going to give it 400 attack. And also, the Dragunity monster is unaffected by trap effects, which is actually like really good. That's a really good effect right there. Next up, during your main phase, you can also equip a Dragunity tuner monster from your deck to your hand, to the monster equipped with this card. So honestly, this card's actually not that bad at all, because you equip it to one of your Dragunity monsters, then you can basically, and then what you can do is that you can activate. Yeah, and then you can activate this card's effect where you equip this boy, Dragunity Planex, to whatever Dragunity monster you have through this equip card and go for a synchro summon from there. I like that card. This card's actually not that bad. Next up, we have Dragunity Legion. This is a continuous trap. You can activate one of these effects, but you can't special summon a monster for the rest of the turn except Dragunity monsters. Once you can target a Dragunity monster card in your spell and trap card zone, special summon it in defense position. Cool. Target at 1 Dragunity monster you control, equip that on target with 1 Dragunity monster in your graveyard. So overall, not really the best card in the world. The fact that it doesn't let you special summon if you use one of these effects makes the card really slow, and I probably wouldn't run it. So I mean, okay, right there. Next up, we have Hysteric Party. It activates this card by discarding a card. Special summon as many copies of Harpy Lady as possible from your graveyard. Once your face-up card leaves the field, destroy those monsters. So I mean, hey, cool card, I guess. I don't know, if XYZ summoning was in the game, that card would be pretty good. But that's not the case. So I mean, good card, but I don't know how well like Harpies will stand in the meta. Who knows? Next up, let's talk about a ton of these cards right here. So next up, we have Blackwing Aborolosa the Mega Quake. This is a 7-star Winged Beast monster. Cannot be special summoned. This card cannot be destroyed. Cannot destroy monsters by battle. This card battles a monster after damage calculation. Return that monster to the hand. Once per turn during your main phase 1, you can have this card lose stack fully 1,000 attack, and if you do, return all cards in your opponent's bound trap card zone to the hand. It has a lot of effects, but there's a lot of things dragging it down where it's kind of just a meh. It is a rare card, or a normal card after all. Next up, we have a Spirit Monster. This is a freaky looking dude. This is a Warrior Spirit. It's a 6-star monster. This card cannot be normal summoned or set. This card cannot be special summoned except by removing from play at 1 a Spirit Monster from your graveyard. This card returns to the owner's hand during the end phase of the turn of special summon. If this card destroys an opponent's monster but battle, you destroy a spell trap card your opponent controls. So there's that right there. And I just realized I should probably scroll up right here so that my webcam doesn't cover it. I am really sorry about that I noticed really late, but yeah, sorry when I'm like scrolling through these cards and like the stuff gets covered right there, but yeah, my bad right there. Next up, let's talk about Spartacus right here. This is a 5-star dinosaur with the effect cannot be special summoned except by the effect of Gladiator Beast Holokiss. When this card special summon, add a Gladiator Beast code spell from your deck to your hand. At the end of the battle phase, if this card attacked or was attacked, you can return it to the deck. Special summon a Gladiator Beast monster except Spartacus. So at first when I mentioned that Gladiator Beast players should tech this card in their deck, they shouldn't tech this card in their deck anymore because the only way to summon into this guy right here is if you have Spartacus. And Spartacus is a 5-star that can only be special summoned through this Holo Musk guy or whatever. So these 3 Gladiator Beast cards are not that good. I actually don't run any of these in my opinion. I don't know, just in my personal opinion, don't run these. These guys are kind of meh. Next up, we have a Dragunity card. This is a 5-star winged beast with the effect. All this card is equipped with the Dragunity type, dragon type Dragunity monster. During battle between this attacking card and defense position monster, defense lower than attack of this monster, inflict the difference is battle damage to your opponent. Okay, alright, it's a 5-star monster though. That's going to take a little bit to get out on the field, so I don't know how I feel about that. Next up, we have another 5-star Dragunity monster. When this face-up card is normal special summon, you can select a face-up winged beast type Dragunity monster you control, equip it with a level 3 or lower Dragunity type monster from your deck. Cool, 2200 attack, interesting right there. Maybe there's some combos that I'm missing out right here, but I'm not too sure. Next up, we have a Bird, a Pigeon, which is another spirit card. Cannot be special summoned. Once per turn, you can target another spirit monster in the field, return it to the hand. Once per turn during the end phase of this card is normal flip summon this turn, returns to the hand. If you combo it with, this card right here, it doesn't need to get returned, which is cool, like that. Next up, we have Gladiator Beast Launch Shot. Maybe this one's good, I don't know. When this card is special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster, target a Gladiator Beast monster in your graveyard, banish the target. This card's name becomes the target's name till the end phase. At the end of the battle phase, this card is attacked or was attacked, you can shuffle it to the deck, special summon a Gladiator Beast monster for your deck, except Launch Shot. The only use I can see from this card is that it's going to make it easier to summon into the Gladiator Beast fusions that need a specific monster. But sadly, the only way to pop off this effect is if that Gladiator Beast is in your graveyard in the first place. So, pretty mediocre card in my opinion. Next up, we have Cyborg Doctor. I recognize this card. I think I might have a copy of this card somewhere in my house. Anyways, this is a spellcaster with the effect once per turn, contribute 1 tuner monster you control to special summon a monster from your graveyard with the same attribute and levels attributed to monsters. This card has 1500 attack, 1700 defense. I mean, okay. I mean, it's kind of a slow combo. We don't really have much tuner monsters in the game that can special summon themselves. Okay, I don't know. A really mad card in my opinion. Next up, we have Spear of Fish Soldier. This is a 4-star wind serpent, sea serpent with the effect. This card gains 100 attack for each banished fish, sea serpent, and aqua type monster. Cool right there, 1700 attack. Let's move on. Next up, we have Dragunity Miltem. This is a winged beast with the effect once per turn. You can select a Dragunity card in the spell and trap card zone, special summon it. That's cool right there. This is actually going to help out with some combos. I'd probably run this Dragunity monster too while you're at it, so you have more winged beast Dragunity monsters. That one's actually pretty good for the deck, in my opinion. Next up, we have another Bujin card. This is Bujin Raven. This is a winged beast with the effect. When a Bujin monster you control is destroyed by battle with an opponent's monster in the graveyard, you can send this card from your hands to the graveyard, destroy opponent's monster. Wow. Another hand trap. I like it. It's not as good as the other one, but I think taking 1 or 2 copies of the card is definitely going to be useful, in my opinion. So there's that right there. Bujin hand traps are going to be scary. And next up, we have Bujin Swallow. During your main phase 1, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to target a Bujin monster you control. It can make its second attack during each battle phase's turn. Other monsters cannot attack during the turn you activate this effect. Wow. Now, this card would be really good if you can activate it during the battle phase, but it only can work on main phase 1, so your opponent won't be too surprised by this card. But still, all these hand trap Bujin cards are very interesting. Bujins might rise up in the ladder due to this. But Swallow, nah. Next up, we have Blackwing, Kalma the Haze. This is a 4-star dark winged beast with the effect. During your opponent's battle phase, if you control no monsters, you can banish the card from the graveyard, then target a 1 synchro monster in your graveyard, special summon that target, but banish it until the end of the battle phase. This is a quick effect. So, I mean, yeah. Okay. I mean, it's not useful in my opinion, but it could possibly save you for one turn. But the scenario to pull off this card is not that consistent, so I probably wouldn't run it. But it would be pretty cool to survive a duel and win the duel afterwards using this card's effect. But overall, I don't think that's that good. Next up, we have Reptilian Skylar. This is a reptile with the effect of this card destroys a monster with 100 attack per battle. You can special summon that monster from the graveyard to your side of the field in face-up defense position. The effects of that monster is negated. 1800 attack monster, alright. Next up, we have another Gladiator Beast card called Thorax. This is an attribute of water. It's a 3-star fish effect. This card special summon the effect of Gladiator Beast monster. At the end of any battle phase this card attacked or was attacked, you return it to the deck to draw a card. Alright, I mean, I don't really know how I feel about it, but drawing a card's always nice, but it's not really much of a benefit in my opinion here. I don't think it's a +1 at all, so. Okay. Next up, we have Reptilian Gorgon. This is a 3-star Dark Reptile effect. This card attacks a monster after damage calculation. The attack of the monster becomes 0, and it also cannot change its battle position. So there's that right there. I mean, hey, this is where kind of the combo get going with these reptile cards, so that's cool. Next up, we have Miss Valley Wind Master. This is a Winged Beast tuner. Once per turn, both players have 5 or more cards in their hand. You can activate this effect to make both players send cards from their hands to the graveyard until they have 4 cards. So this is a Winged Beast tuner, which is cool. And yeah, if both players have 5 or more cards in their hand, you can activate this effect to make both players send the cards until they have 4 cards. That could probably mess up some players, and maybe you can build your deck to, or you would easily get 5 or more cards, and then kind of go for plays where you can like utilize your graveyard. But overall, I mean, this card's not that consistent. I probably wouldn't run it in my opinion. Next up, we have Miss Valley Baby Rock. This is also another Winged Beast tuner. When this card is sent directly from the hands of the graveyard, you can special summon it. So this is where the Miss Valleys can come in. Miss Valleys can probably do some shenanigans at some point. This is probably going to be a little meme deck. Maybe in the future we'll get more Miss Valley support if that exists. Next up, we have Uniburn. This is a Winged Beast effect. It's a level 2 monster. You can remove from play this face-up card. In the face of monster you control, select one synchro monster in the graveyard with a level less or equal to the combined original levels of the other 2 monsters, and special summon that synchro monster. Maybe you can probably, to be honest, you can probably take one copy of this card into one of your Blackwing decks, since this is a Winged Beast monster. Maybe Unibird can see some play in some Blackwing decks. I don't know, but that's an interesting card. Next up, we have a Dragunity, Corsica. This is a Wind level 1 Dragon Tuner. The effect, this effect can only be activated while this card's equipped to a monster. If the equipped monster destroys and punts monster battle, you can add a level 4 lower monster from your deck to your hand with the same type and attribute as the monster this card is equipped to. That's actually not that bad of a card. Honestly, that's not that bad of a card, and it is a 1-star tuner, so you can go for other plays. Right there, so cool card. Next up, we have Big One Warrior. That's a great name. This is a level 1 warrior with the effect during your main phase you can send a level 1 monster, except this card from your hand to the graveyard, especially this card from your hand. Okay, maybe you can use this for some sort of synchro deck. I really don't know. I just like the card artwork and the name of this card. It just kind of makes me laugh. I want to get some copies of that card now because it's just goofy looking. Next up, we have a Blackwing Jetster in the blue sky. This is the level 1 Winged Beast with the effect. During damage calculation, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to prevent a Blackwing monster control from being destroyed in battle. That's not horrible. That's actually a nice hand trap. I actually like that. Sadly, though, you will stick to, but at the same time, though, you will take damage from the attack. So this card's probably not as useful as I would like it, and you should probably run it like Spear Karibo instead of this card. But hey, if you're a new player to the game, you might want to tag this card into your deck if you pull packs from this box. Next up, we have Spring of the Rebirth. Increase your life points by 500 points every time monsters return from the field to the owner's hand. Okay, there's that right there. Next up, we have Mobdable. Alright, well, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but this is a Gladiator Beast card. It's a quick play spell. Target one face of Gladiator Beast monster you control gains 500 attack until the end of phase. While this card's in your graveyard, you can return 2 Gladiator Beast cards from your graveyard to the deck and return those cards to your hand. Okay. I mean, hey, you can do that, and if this is in your graveyard, you can return 2 Gladiator Beasts from graveyard to the deck, so guess you won't deck out with this, but like overall, it's kind of a mad card. Next up, we have Gladiator Beast Battle Archfiend Shield, equivalent to a Gladiator Beast type monster. If the equipped monster would be destroyed, destroy a card instead. When this card is sent from the graveyard because the equipped monster you controlled was shuffled to the deck, return this card to your hand. Okay, another Gladiator Beast card. Next up, we have Silver's Ring. Remember this from the anime. Equipped to a level 8 or higher Dragon type secret monster, so you can use the Blackwing monster from this box, or gonna equip it to Stardust Dragon. I was about to say Power Tool Dragon, which you can't equip this card to. Twice per turn, it cannot be destroyed by battle. If it was to be destroyed by a card effect, you can destroy this card instead. So, hey, you can give this to your Stardust Dragon to even protect it even more, or equip it to the Blackwing Dragon. You do you. Next up, we have Raptor Wing Strike. Shuffle a Blackwing monster you control in the main deck and add a Blackwing monster from your deck to your hand. Not really that good. Next up, we have Blackwings. Stray, send a Blackwing monster from your hand to the graveyard to select the defense position monster opponent controls and send the monster to the graveyard. Not horrible, but it is situational. Most people are going to have their monsters at attack position anyway, so meh card. Next up, we have Dragon Mastery. Each monster you control is equipped with one or more Dragunity monsters, gains fire and attack. Once per turn, you can select a face-up monster you control and equip it with the Dragon-type Dragunity monster from your hand. Okay. Next up, we have Spiritual Energy Settle Machine. As long as this card remains face-up on the field, all spirit monsters remain face-up in the field and do not return to their owner's hand. Another good card for spirits. During the end phase, even their normal summon or flip face-up. Discard a card from your hand during each of your end phases if you do not destroy this card. Now this card's completely trash. When this card is removed from the field, all face-up spirit monsters return to the owner's hand. Don't run this card. Run this one. Don't run that spell. Don't run it. Or just run this guy. The only reason why I would run this spell is if you want more consistency for your spirits, I guess, but anyways, this is Reptilian Rage. The equipped monster becomes a reptile type. It gains 800 attack. If this card would be destroyed, so in the graveyard, you can target a face-up monster put controls, and it loses 800 attack. So, alright. Alright, card. Next up, we have Reptilian Spawn. Remove from play a Reptilian monster from your graveyard. Special summon 2 Reptilian tokens with 0 attack and defense from your side of the field. That's where this Reptilian Spawn is definitely going to be the combo to easily go into this Reptilian card right here. So that's cool. Finally found the card that's going to help you out with getting those monsters out. Next up, we have Reptilian Poison. Activated for a face-up Reptilian monster, or if you control a Reptilian monster, change the defense position monster opponent controls to face-up attack position and reduce its attack to 0. Next up, we have Shadow Impulse. When a synchro monster you control is destroyed by battle or by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, target one of those synchro monsters, special summon from your action deck, one is synchro monster with the same level and type as a monster with a different name. You can activate one Shadow Impulse per turn. Cool card, I guess. I mean, whatever. Whatever. Next up, we have a Serpent Suppression. Face up attack position monster with 0 attack. Your opponent controls cannot be destroyed by battle by Reptilian monsters. Interesting. Interesting right there. Next up, we have Tuner's Barrier. Select one phase of tuner you control. That monster cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects till the end phase of the next turn. So you can protect your Blackwing monsters or whatever tuner you want to protect. So, okay. Next up, we have Double Tag Team. Activate when you successfully special summon a Gladiator Beast monster. Special summon a level 4 lower Gladiator monster from your hand or deck. I actually like this card. That card's actually kind of cool. It can easily go into your fusion monsters, and you can get more Gladiator Beast shenanigans going on with that. I actually kind of like Double Team. I don't know. It's not, probably shouldn't run it, but I like it. Next up, we have Fake Feather. Remember this from the anime. Send a Blackwing monster from your hand to the graveyard and select a one normal trap card in your opponent's graveyard. The effect of this card will be the same as the selected normal trap card. So there's that right there. This is not the most practical card, but I just like it for the memes. I like it for the memes right there. Next up, we have Black Back. During your turn, target one Blackwing monster with 2,000 or less attack in your graveyard. Special summon that target. You cannot normal summon a set the turn you activate this card. So, I mean, yeah. This card, I don't know. I think this might be useful after you normal summon, but then again, if you normal summon, I don't think you can use this card in the first place, so I don't know how I feel about that. Next up, we have Black Boost. Banish to face up Blackwing Tune monster to control and draw 2 cards. Not good. Nah, that's like a -1, dog. Yeah, that's a -1. Because you have to use a trap card and banish 2. Yeah, no, that ain't it cheap. Powerwall, though. I'm actually surprised this card's in this box. This is with Powerwall. This is a trap normal card. During damage calculation, when you would take battle damage from an opponent's attacking monster, send one card from the top of your deck to the graveyard. For every 500 damage round up you're about to take, you take no battle damage from this battle. This card's actually pretty useful in my opinion. I don't think it'll be as useful right now in Yu-Gi-Oh, but it is a nice card because if you play decks that need to utilize the graveyard, you can use this card to protect yourself for the turn. Send cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard and kind of go for plays like, for example, you can play Powerwall in a Lightsworn deck. So I think this might be an underrated card from the box. I'm surprised we got Powerwall. I'm kind of happy about that though. Next up, we have Guard Mines. Activate only when when a card is activated with the effect that would target and destroy monster control. And get the effect destroy the card and then inflict 500 damage to your opponent. And yeah, finally there we go. Finally finished every single card from this box. Definitely around the end of there, I was kind of getting like, man, this video is taking a long time, so I'm trying to rush through it, but whatever. Like I said, you can check out this link if you want to, link in the description down below. If you watch to the end of the video, if you watch from start to finish and you're watching this part right now, thank you so much. Dude, I appreciate it so much. I don't know how people could listen to me for an hour, but somehow you brothers do, so I appreciate you so much. Still, if you haven't liked the video already and you enjoyed it, be sure to go hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links content. Tomorrow I'll be releasing another Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links Dynamite video, and I got some plans to make some Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links ranked PvP videos, so look out for those. But yeah, thank you guys so much for for watching my full box review. Sorry that it took so long, but yeah, you guys are the best. Love you so much. I'll see you guys in the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video. Peace out.